Hello, hello, my wonderful people, and welcome back. Today is day 2. So, if you still haven't joined our little Instagram event, please do now. It's completely free, and all the printable, downloadable materials will be here. Of course, you can use a separate just piece of paper and do it on your own, but I usually like when everything is in the same style, kind of visually, and you can download it there if you either scan a code or if you just look for pathway.2026 on Instagram if you're on your phone. Hopefully, Mr. Silver will let us work today. Yesterday, we talked about the gratitude and how important it is to appreciate small everyday things, even if we are not happy, even if it seems that everybody else has much more than we do. It's important to be grateful, to be appreciative of what we have. And that's the first step to a better life. Today is the opposite. Today we're gonna talk about what negative was about last year, what failures we had during the past 12 months. And we will talk about how to turn those failures into valuable lessons and into the source of energy and resources for actually accomplishing what's important for us. First of all, I want you to think about the decisions, because a lot of people, again, kind of like we spoke on day 0, just float with the current. It seems that they have zero control over their own life. However, as soon as you realize that you are the one behind those decisions, that's where you acquire power to actually change things instead of just floating wherever life takes you. I really like this quote. Our whole path is a series of decisions made and decisions not made. And this is even more important to acknowledge, because usually we think like, oh, I decide this, I decide that. Things that we don't do, things that we decide not to proceed with, usually are much more powerful, and they affect our lives much more than the things we actually decided to do. So this is important to reflect on. Like, what decisions led you to this point in life? And specifically, what are some things that you decided not to do? Maybe you chickened out. Maybe you seemingly just changed your mind when deeply you wanted to do something, you felt that you needed to do something, but you did not go that way. It can be anything. Again, for every person it will be different. Maybe you decided to stay in the relationship that you wanted to finish, or maybe you decided to end the relationship. Maybe you wanted to take care of your health, of your well-being, but you didn't make a decision to go get a membership in a gym or do some free YouTube workouts. You decided that something else was more important. Maybe you didn't decide to spend more times with your kids, and now they have 15 hours of screen time because you have no time to spend with them. So up to you to sit down and reflect. What is your decisions? What are your decisions that you made, and specifically decisions that you did not make in the year that led to you feeling whatever you're feeling? So again, every day is connected. So get back to point 0, day 0. Remember the pyramid and your environment, your skills, your identity, your roles in life. So what decisions you were making or did not make that led you to this pyramid? If you forgot, go back to day 0. So write them down, and then think, how they shaped the entire year. Maybe it's something massive, maybe it's some small decisions, but the same decision you were making every single day for 365 times. Like, instead of a workout, you watched an episode of some TV series on Netflix. Instead of grabbing a healthy breakfast, you were grabbing just a cup of coffee and then didn't eat until dinner. So again, write it down. It's not enough to just think about it. Next important step here. A lot of people, again, just float wherever life takes them, and they always have a feeling as if they have zero control over their life. Like prices skyrocket and they can't do anything about it. They hate their job, they hate their boss, they stay in a relationship hating their partner and just thinking like, oh, there is no way out. So it can be anything, literally anything in life. And again, it's up to you to figure out what it is for you. And sometimes it seems like, oh, it's like no matter what I do, it is terrible. The real power is to obtain the ownership, the authorship of your own life, even in negative things. And a long time ago, like many years ago, I learned it from one of my Russian coaches. Just magical phrase she taught me. One second, I'll show it to you. It's so simple, but it's so powerful. I want it that way. Or you can rephrase it. This is exactly what I wanted. And it's triggering at first, especially if you are dealing with some truly hard stuff, like loss of your loved ones, or maybe some serious health issues, some incurable disease. It can be like anything. And the first reaction, like, what is this BS? Like, what do you mean I wanted this? So you mean I attracted it to my life? So, yeah, it's on a deeper level than that. So let's say it's just again some valuable lesson there. If you truly get the meaning of this phrase, it's easy to become the author of the positive stuff. Oh, I got the promotion, of course that's exactly what I wanted because I've been working so hard and it's amazing. Or positive stuff is fine, right? So I don't need to explain why it's important to acknowledge positive stuff. It's more difficult when it's negative stuff. Like I was preparing for some big project and now suddenly I have a fever, like 105 degrees. So I can't get up, I'm weak. Why did you want this? And then you can start reflecting that maybe I was neglecting myself for so crazy long. I was putting everybody else before me, and this is the result. My body just screams for the rest, screams for relaxation. So kind of now I can stay in bed and I can finally rest through this negative stuff. But you can take the valuable lesson from that and start balancing life more, start taking care of yourself more. If you get into something, I really don't want to get to this spiritual level because we are here just scratching the surface and all, but I don't want to get to that. I'll just use my personal example with like the most terrible thing that happened to me recently, my mom dying in the most horrible way. I witnessed just something that humans are not supposed to witness, just the amount of just pain and suffer. But again, I could choose different paths of how to step out of that situation. It is inevitable. Losses in our life are inevitable. But I could choose being the victim person who is like, oh, life is terrible, or the world is so unfair, it's taking the best, like what's the point doing stuff if you can just die in your 50s. I could become an angry person, or you can choose to appreciate stuff more. You can choose to again, don't want to get on the deeper spiritual level because it's kind of not the time for this, maybe later. But you know what I mean? Like I wanted this life lesson to be a better person myself. Because it's so fragile, because it's something that can be just and it's gone from your life. So so much positive can be taken out of that horrible situation. So you can either start complaining how unfair it is, how you are alone in the world now, how you lost the most loved person, or you can choose to be a better person yourself because of this situation. So you see, even the most horrible stuff can be transformed into a valuable life lesson, and of you becoming just a more decent person, and again willing to make the world better around you. So better to work on some easier stuff, easier negative stuff. Like, let's say you wanted like deep relationship, deeper connection, and it didn't work. Yeah, it was another argument. You tried to talk more, and it failed completely. Your spouse just kind of yelled at you. So again, why did you want it that way? Maybe to understand that it's the point of no return. I don't know. It's not the encouragement to divorce or anything. No, no, no. But maybe it encourages you to, I don't know, shift focus to yourself and finally maybe go into therapy where you were like postponing something. I don't know. It can be anything. Or you go join some communication course to kind of again work on yourself more, leaving him alone or her. So anything, again, it's all up to you. Try to find the negative stuff and trying to find what value you can take from there, what positive stuff you can take from there. Usually it's not obvious, it is not on the surface. This really requires some mental work to do. So next step would be to write down, again, reflect upon the past year, write down your failures, something that didn't work, something that you don't like about this year. Usually I'm a like system person. I love numbers, I love structure. So it's better to divide it into sections. First, yourself, relationship with yourself. What failed in your health area, in your skills? Yeah, maybe you wanted to learn something, but you didn't. Yeah, just personal growth, personal development, whatever goals that you had for the past year about yourself, physical, mental, spiritual, doesn't matter. What failed? What didn't go well? For me, it's absolutely I made a decision. I'm not gonna talk myself into like, oh, of course I couldn't choose a different way. I could choose differently, but I specifically chose to concentrate on my work and work projects, unfortunately. So result is here, still overweight. I'm still about 40 pounds over my regular weight. So this year I choose differently, finally. Yeah, time has come. Next point, relationship with people. Relationship with people. Here we go with your family, with your friends, with your colleagues, or with your, I don't know, romantic relationships. Because by family, I mean either your spouse, if you have one, your kids, or if you don't, your parents, siblings, all that stuff. So maybe you wanted to fix relationships with your mom or dad if there is some problem, but again you chose to focus on something else, kind of like I chose to focus on my university work other than my health and looks. So think of what's going on there. Maybe you wanted to build a community around you. Maybe you wanted to be part of some community and make some friends, but you didn't. Why? Yeah, what didn't you do? Yeah, what failed there? And reflect, like, what decisions led to this? Because again, you chose to do something else, right? So it's important to be honest with yourself here. And just relationship with the outer world in general, your work, your career. Maybe you wanted to start your business, but you didn't. Maybe you do own some business, but inside it you wanted to do this and that, but you didn't. Yeah, so write down as many failures as you can. Financial stuff goes in this category. Maybe you are in debt. Yeah, credit card debt. You wanted to get rid of it, but ended up being even more sucked into debt. So all of these areas, again, sit down and not doing anything else, not watching something in the background. Turn everything off, sit down, put the piece of paper in front, write things down. It is crucial. Then look at the whole list, the entire list, and try to extract one main lesson, one main major lesson that this year was trying to teach you. Maybe it is something, I don't know, again, I can't tell you what to think. For me, definitely, this lesson would be that health must be a priority. Health is number one thing, and literally everything else, including the job, including the family relationship, come from health, come from the amount of energy, and it's not the other way around. Like, oh, I'll make more money, I'll be more satisfied with my job, and then I will have more energy and find time to work out. The other way around. So don't make my mistakes. And did you learn this lesson? Truly. Yeah, so you've been doing something for 12 months to lead you to this point, and you can make a decision, but decision, to do something differently in this next year. Yeah, choose doing it differently, choose the other way. And something you can do right now to show that you are dedicated to do it differently. Again, it can be signing up for at least one trial lesson. It's free. Yeah, if you are struggling financially, sign up for the free class, introductory class, but that already will start this momentum. Yeah, so something small, I don't know, something small that you can do right now. And look at those failures again and try to apply this phrase to each and every one of them. Like, I didn't lose 40 pounds like I planned. Why is this exactly what I wanted? And try to think. It's not easy. It's not obvious. Try to think what lesson is behind this negative stuff. Why is this what you wanted in your life? What valuable, positive lesson can you extract from this bad situation to get out as a winner, to make the world a better place, to feel better about yourself, to be happier? So what is there in this dark, bad, negative, failure situation that you can take and come out stronger out of that? This is the most difficult exercise out of all the 4 days, and this is the most important to spend time on. Yeah, if you get this phrase again on the deeper level, this one is it's life-changing. This is life-changing. Again, very triggering, very hard to see value in this. Again, very eye-rolling situation. What the God? Turn it off. Bullshit. If it's your reaction, you need this the most. Well, if you can deeply understand it and start living based on this, it changes lives. I'm telling you, this is a life-changing thing. So again, please go to this page if you want to download the workbook materials. I specifically separated in small chunks instead of submitting the whole thing at once, because I really don't want people to rush through this, do the whole thing at once. It should be done separately, and give yourself at least 24 hours to sink in, to think about, to absorb, to reflect. Yeah. So for today, I don't know what happened here for some reason. Yeah, that's better. That's it for today. Thank you very much. And I see you tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be our day 3 of our Pathway Little Marathon. Thank you so much, and bye-bye.